Welcome to the Know, I'm Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
Set those Omni tools to shock to everyone because Bioware's got some major changes in store for its next set of games.
The longtime RPG developer is hard at work on a new intellectual property to follow up the hit series Mass Effect. But according to EA, their new game might not be an RPG at all. Instead, Bioware could be working on an action game.
Shifting away from your bread and butter? That's like the first thing they teach you at business school, right? That's what you do.
Yeah, no, that's where the safest path is.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
Something totally different every time. Word of this change in Bioware style came from a recent EA presentation at a company event called Investor Day, which kind of sounds like the lamest day ever.
Please give us your money.
Unless you're an investor.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah!
Yay, I work at a video game company. The presentation given by Chief Financial Officer Blake Jorgensen covered EA's potential to expand into brand new video game genres.
One of the slides, that presentation highlights specific growth opportunities for PC and console. The largest, and more importantly for EA, the most lucrative of those genres are action games, shooters, and sports.
Fuck, please not sports. Jorgensen says the company's already got sports and shooters on lock. Again, please not sports. Activision would beg to differ with you guys there about sports. Again, let's not do that. But the big genre that doesn't own yet would be action.
They should have listed the microtransaction genre.
I got that
EA's got that one kind of covered too, though,
yeah,
to be honest.
you guys just fight.
For the company, the action genre's strongest contenders are games like Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed and Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto.
There's no action in those games. To demonstrate how EA is going to make all of hundreds of millions of dollars thanks to a new focus on action games, it put up a slide showing the developers it's got committed to the genre right now.
And one of the developers listed was none other than Bioware.
We gotcha. Now this could just be a reference to Mass Effect Andromeda, but EA has definitely distinguished that game is going to be an RPG. It said as much a number of times throughout the same event.
It's more likely that this is Bioware's new IP, which they've been working on since at least 2012. That's when they first announced its existence, stating that it was a new IP set in a fictional universe.
What? Oh my god, every video game ever. We don't know.
Except for Battlefield.
Alright.
Battlefield
though, but we
the
like,
first
didn't
Call of
even get
Duties, and then they went to the... Anyway.
Armor was ridiculous. We don't know too much about it other than some brief concepts they've posted during developer videos, but we do know that it was built by the same core team that developed the Knights of the Old Republic, the original.
Yes, the best, I think. That does sound like good news as far as the studio's talent goes, but it's not. It's kind of got to be a bit concerning for longtime fans.
Sure.
As we said before, Bioware built its fan base by focusing on RPG gameplay rather than action.
However, this turn of events might not be too big of a surprise to some. Bioware has been getting quite a bit of flack over the more recent direction of its major RPG franchises like Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
While Dragon Age Inquisition tried to steer things back on course as far as RPG gameplay was concerned, Dragon Age 2 got heavily criticized for how far it skewed towards action. Some felt that Inquisition took a step in the right direction, but others felt it didn't quite go far enough, still leaving things fairly dumbed down.
Mass Effect also followed a similar path. While the first game leaned more on RNG, the next two games of the series basically transformed it into a cover-based shooter with only very light RPG elements.
And according to rumors, Andromeda is shaping up to be more of the same, with an emphasis on jetpack movement, maybe even Titanfall-esque wall running.
Supposedly leaked footage from the game's alpha appeared on YouTube, confirming the jetpacks, at least if that footage is real, of course. But hey, industry insider Shinobi062 said it's real on Twitter, so that means it's extra confirmed.
They're doubling down.
Yeah.
Many have accused EA of being behind the watered-down RPG mechanics of Mass Effect, and there could be something to all that. It's probable that the direction of Bioware's next game was in part due to EA's encouragement, especially since they've identified this as a potential area of growth.
EA's had a big ol' L-core boner for what it calls gigantic action games for some time. Last summer, EA Studios Executive Vice President Patrick Suderland talked about EA wanting its own GTA, Batman, or Assassin's Creed.
They even brought in former Assassin's Creed veteran Jade Raymond to work with Motive on a new action franchise. We may be hearing more about that one around E3, although some people think it might not be coming out until like 2020 or 2021, at which point we'll be on Assassin's Creed 15, The Resurrection, Super Fight, stab you in the neck.
Yes. won't it? It certainly makes sense that EA is targeting these types of games. After all, Assassin's Creed has moved over 80 million total units, and Take-Two just announced that Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold 65 million copies by itself.
At the moment, EA does lean more heavily towards sports and shooters, so it's probably hard for them to ignore all those dollar bills that everyone else is making.
As far as Mass Effect Andromeda goes, we'll finally get some more information about that game at E3. We friggin' hope actual information. After months of speculation that it would be delayed to the early part of 2017, Bioware has now, of course, confirmed that it is indeed delayed.
However, they did say that we'd get more details about Andromeda at EA's press conference at EA Play. And then, of course, we'll get fan reaction about whether or not it looks like the old Mass Effect games, if it looks too much like Titanfall. We know there's a whole bunch of song and dance that's going to take place.
Yeah, if anything, Andromeda's had a lot of song and dance. Here's like a thing someone sketched once. Let's talk about that for 20 minutes. EA also spoke a little bit more about Andromeda at Investor Day, which, again, lamest day ever, saying that they expected to break away from the core gamer audience. Again, that could be an indication that's very worrying for a lot of people, and one that it leans more in an action direction, which, again, shouldn't be a surprise because of that whole trajectory of the series, but people might not be very happy.
EA Studios Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund shared a few other details as well, namely that Andromeda would make use of the same crowd generation tools seen in Rory McIlroy PGA Tour.
So expect lots of NPCs and crowded areas. And maybe golf tournaments. What? Bitches love golf.
Or maybe just like a huge alien orgy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bitches do love that.
That's what Roy McIlroy would be all about, right?
What do you guys think of Bioware shifting away from RPGs? Sound off in the comments down below.
For more updates on Bioware, Mass Effect Andromeda, and alien orgy speculation, like this video and subscribe to The Know. I think I liked Andromeda better when it was just a Michael Crichton book.
Oh, look at you, just pulling it out. Sometimes you pull out little nuggets of big words. Sometimes you make up little new words like you did on the patch. Sometimes you throw out a book title I've never heard of.
Michael Crichton book.
No, I'm not saying you're making it up. I'm saying like, it's just like.
Actually, it was the Andromeda strain, but.
It's when you just uncover like a little nugget of Ryan I didn't know existed before.
I'm probably wrong about it too.
You just like lift it up, you're like, hey, remember this thing that I read that you didn't even know?
I don't trust my knowledge ever anymore.
Frenic, or what did you say?
Frentic.
It was very frantic. I tried to back you up,
real close.
I tried to back you up.
I was only off by
I was like, no, it's absolutely a word, idiots.
Now I'm going to look it up because I don't believe in myself at all. The Andromeda strain is a... Yeah, well, thank God.